Okay, hi Al.
Hi,
Tonight we're going to do respiration. What are we going to do?
respiration.
Yeah, and it's the second half of what's called bioenergetics. So, um, it is this basically. Do you remember how I told you there was a way of writing photosynthesis, which
Yeah.
was um, carbon dioxide and water gives glucose and oxygen? Do you remember that?
Yeah, C2O.
CO2, very good. Now, if we reverse it, so we've got your glucose and we've got oxygen, that will form uh, carbon dioxide,
And oxygen.
close, water.
Ooh.
All right, so,
Oxygen is the life you have in water, and water is the
well, water in photosynthesis you get from the roots. The water that plants produce from respiration can evaporate out, or it can be, so it can pass out of the
way.
little holes on the underside
Evaporate
of the
means
leaf.
heat.
Sorry. Well, not always. I mean, we're getting into a difficult one here, but basically, there's always some heat, even when it's really, really, really cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
except for one temperature, but we'll come on to that when we do chemistry. What you need to try and remember, though, is that the glucose that plants react with oxygen to produce the carbon dioxide and water also releases energy. And we do exactly the same in our bodies. So, you know the food that you eat.
Yeah.
Well, did you enjoy tonight's dinner?
Yeah.
Good.
Half.
Half, all right. Well, the potatoes that we ate, jacket potato is all right, wasn't it? But when we munch that up and it goes into our bloodstream eventually, because it all goes and gets munched up inside our mouths and then in our stomach and then in our
Is that like a
intestine.
huge blood tornado?
I don't know. But it goes into the blood, okay? The glucose goes into the blood.
Like
All of the
spinning
stuff, we
around
break it down to
the
make
string?
sugar. Sorry? What'd you say, Alf?
Like spinning around the string of
What's that?
the.
What's that about?
Imagine if the food was spinning around the bloodstream, not
Well,
going
it's
straight with the bloodstream.
yes, I'm not quite sure where you're going with that idea. That sounds an interesting one. Something's happening in your mind, isn't it? I wonder what you're thinking about. But the food does, of course, the little bits of food does spin around all over the place. And it goes from your stomach and from your small intestine into your blood.
Small and
Yeah, yeah. So your small intestine is just down where you think your belly is, yeah? Okay. So we get energy from the food that we eat, but the way that that happens is that it is reacted with the oxygen from the air that we breathe. So you breathe in the air, provides all the oxygen into your lungs, the oxygen goes into the blood, and all the food that you eat gets broken down and goes into your blood as glucose. And then somewhere in the muscles, the glucose and the oxygen meet each other. And you know what happens?
um, so it makes C2O or
Very good.
CO2.
CO2 and water. Very well remembered. Shall I write down the formulae of these things?
Yeah. Oh, 6O2 six CO2
It's all the
and
sixes,
then
isn't it?
six H2O.
Yeah. So
Six
what's the H2O? Do you remember?
six H2O.
What's the H2O? Do you remember?
H2O, hydrogen and oxygen.
It's water. H2O is water. So water looks a bit like this. There's an H, and there's another H, and there's an O. H2O. Make sense?
H-H-O.
Yeah.
H-O-H.
So there's two of the H's, and there's an O. But what's the number before the H2O?
Um, uh,
Have a look
four.
there. It's there in front of you. What's the number before the H2O?
6H2O.
Yes, so it's the number 6, right?
Yeah.
So we can't just have one of those. We've got to
We
have
can have
6.
two. So we can
Right.
add them. Wait, you duplicated it?
I did
Wait,
indeed.
another, another.
So that's how many we've got there. 6 H2Os. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now you
Six
might
CO2s.
6 CO2s as well. Shall I do the CO2s?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a CO2 here. You count them as I do
C
them.
O O.
So that's one CO2,
One,
isn't it?
two, three, four, five.
Oh, look at that one. Five,
Five,
6, right?
six.
So
Yeah.
there's our 6 CO2. So
CO2
what I
and
have done,
6H2O.
what I've done there,
They
Alvin,
fried.
is I've written all of those out, haven't I? And
Yeah.
each one of these floats around in your blood, actually, originally. So do you get the
Uh,
idea of how I've written those out? Now, here's the magic thing. On the left-hand side, I'm going to try and draw these. Now, how many O2s have I got?
6.
So let's make that one O2. And we need 6 of them, don't we? So you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm. All right. But we've got something else as well. What else have we got?
6, 3, 6H1, 2, 0, 6.
C6H12.
HI2O6.
No, that's H12. There's 12 of them. Okay.
H12?
Exactly. So
Wait,
that
you
will
mean
look,
they're all together?
yeah,
That's
that
going to
will
be
look a
a
little
long
bit
one.
like this. Count the C's.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 4, 5.
So there's our C6. We
Yes.
then
Wait, that's
need,
6 feet?
well, there are, look, 6 C's.
2,
Now,
12
I've got
H's.
1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5, 6,
6,
7,
7, 8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10,
11.
11, 12.
Right. Now, the reason that I've drawn all of these in one
How
thing,
about 6 O's? I mean 2 O's. 602.
oh, very good, Alvin. Yes, 6 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good, Alvin, spotting that, matey. So now that thing, glucose, looks a little bit like that, right?
Yeah.
6 of the O2s look a little bit like this. And what's in red is what we start off with. And what's in yellow is what we end up with. That's why we've got this arrow here. Yeah? Does
Yeah.
that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Now, here's the magic bit. The reason why we had to put these numbers in the front, and we had to have 6 CO2 and 6 of the H2O, is so that
It's
it all,
because there are 6 of them.
yes, but it's so that it balances, because we have to have the same on both sides. You can't make something out of nothing, and you can't destroy something. So all of the red ones become yellow ones, but we can't make extra red ones, and we can't make extra yellow ones. So let's see if we've got it right. Now, this is really clever. Are you watching?
Yeah.
There's a C, there's a C, there's a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons, 6 Cs. And on the right-hand side, 1, 2, 3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5, 6.
6. On the left-hand side, we've got H's. Let's see how many H's we've got. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4, 5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10,
11,
11,
12.
12,
And on the right-hand side, we've got 1, 2, 3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10.
10, 11, 12.
Okay. Now the oxygen, the O's, are in this one here, but they're also in this one here, aren't they? So we need to count all of them. So 1,
1,
2,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. And if we've got it right and we've balanced this equation, we should have 18 O's on the other side. Let's see. You count. 1,
2,
2,
3, 4, 5,
6.
6,
Got to be a bit quicker.
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10, 11.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And there's nothing left, is there?
Yeah, nothing left.
So we balanced it, and that's why we put these numbers in front. We balanced this
6, 6,
equation.
and 6.
Okay,
6,
so
6,
well, so well done, Alvin. That's very difficult. It's called balancing equations. We'll do
What?
more practice
So
on
you
that.
mean some of your students passed, but not the rest did?
Why do you say that?
Because at first you said that was really difficult.
Yeah. Did you find that difficult?
No, easy.
Great. Well, that's why, and I just wanted to show you, when we come to do chemistry, we'll do a lot more of this balancing equations, but I wanted you to show you why we have these numbers here. It's so that all the C's, all the
Okay.
O's, and all the
I
H's
think something's about
balance.
triangles and cylinders.
Pardon?
I think something is about triangles and cylinders.
Not here, matey. Not here. What are you thinking?
Well, there's a game and there's something which there's something triangles and cylinders.
Maybe there's a game that helps you to learn about equations. You certainly learnt a lot through the games you've been
Maybe
playing.
it's IQ test.
Okay, so we did this one here. Yeah, do you remember? Yeah, okay. What did it look like?
So 3 C's, 12 H's, and 6 O's.
All joined together, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. We looked at this one here. What did it look like?
6 O's.
Yeah, but each of the O's was as a double, wasn't it? Do you
Yeah.
remember? Okay, excellent. And we looked at this one. What did that look like? Do you remember?
So six um C's
That's
um
right. With two
uh
O's, yeah? So
yeah,
six of those, yeah?
yeah.
Um, and what did this look like?
So H so six H and two O's.
No, the two was for the letter before it, all right?
Okay.
So there was two hydrogens and one O. Now you might as well know what those letters stand for. The C stands for something called this.
Carbon dioxide,
No, carbon. The H stands for that.
hydrogen,
The O stands for,
oxygen.
well guessed. So can you see that water is made up out of hydrogen and oxygen? Yeah?
Yes.
What's carbon dioxide made up out of?
Um, Carbon and oxygen.
Excellent. And what's the glucose made up out of?
Um, Six C's,
And C is,
car six carbons,
yeah,
12 hydrogens, and six O's.
excellent. Really clever, Alf. So, that is what's called the equation for respiration. That is respiration. And remember, photosynthesis exactly the same, just in the opposite direction. So we get all of the energy in our bodies we get from burning, because it's sort of burning when you react it with oxygen,
Yeah.
glucose. Now, that is called aerobic respiration.
I remember that aerobic part, but not the respiration.
Okay, well, aerobic means it's got oxygen. Now, sometimes if you're running very fast, you don't breathe. You go, ah. And sometimes if you're pushing a heavy weight, you don't breathe. You go, right?
Yeah.
When you do that, when you run out of breath and you're not getting enough oxygen, then that's called anaerobic
Anaerobic
respiration.
respiration.
And we're going to go on and we're going to talk about anaerobic and aerobic respiration and the differences next. Okay?
Okay.